What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about K9 and how viable it is as a pure deck. We see a lot of people running VS K9 or Crystron K9, but how good is K9 on its own? So this is the deck I put together. So this is post Doom. The only inclusion here is going to be Nori, K904 Nori. This card is basically just Ice Ryzeal. It's really good. This brings out another body, and then that body can help start your rank 5 combos with Ripper. And then it also has the bonus effect where you can send a K9 card to look at your opponent's hand and get full hand knowledge, which is super great because it helps you know what to play against. But as a starter, it works great. If you open up nothing else, this is probably your best normal summon. All they have to do is have two or more cards in their hand. It doesn't rely on if they activate an effect or anything. So super great to open. I'm just running it as a one of. You can push it for more, but as of right now in this build, I'm just running it as a one of. After that, I'm running 3 Case of K9. It's just a Rhoda. It searches for whatever card you need, and then on top of that, it boosts all K9 monsters by 900 if your opponent activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard. So you can easily OTK under 5 summons if they just pass turn and try to hit you with a Fua or a Purulia. Next is going to be 3 Izuna. She's just a hand trap. She's great. She's turn 0 plays. She's a great starter, or you hold her in your hand for when they activate something to extend. So a lot of times in this deck, you'll find the interaction is actually really good. That if they Ash Blossom you or Effect Veiler you, you're going to end on an even better board. And then we have 3 Jokul. He's a great starter if you open 2 level 5s. He can special summon himself, plus another level 5, and then he's a Rhoda as well. You can search Lantern or whatever other card you need. And then I'm running 2 Lantern. He's a monster reborn, summoning a K9 monster from the graveyard, and then summoning himself, and then he can search your Case of K9 or your X-Force Release or Release Restraint. I'm playing 1 Release Restraint in this build. I don't play it in the VS K9 build, but it's great in this one. Just helps you, after you make your Umbra Horror Masquerade right before the end phase, so it doesn't get destroyed, you can just rank it up into a Hound or into a Werewolf. I'm playing 2 Lupus. Just having the extra recursion is nice, something to send off Izuna. And then also he can't summon himself from the hand as a hand trap, so you can go into a Typhon on your opponent's turn if that's something that ends up helping. I'm playing 1 X-Force Release. This card is great. You go into your Ripper, then after you use your Ripper negate, or if they try to interact with your Ripper on her negate, you can rank up into a Werewolf. And then on resolution, you can non-target destroy a card, so it's also removal. It's super good. It's main phase only, so that's why we play this one as well, because this one is at any phase, and it's not only K9 monsters. You can use any rank 5. And then on top of that, we got 3 Purulia, 3 Fua, 3 Droll, 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Droplet for if they're trying to interact on your turn. You can Droplet the Izuna, or you can use it as a board breaker going second. So super versatile card in this format. I'm running 3 Diza Blaster. This card's great. It's just negation in whatever column it's in. So a lot of times if you can use Jokul to summon this into a zone that has like a problematic monster, you can negate it. And then a lot of times I'll just hold this on board in the link zone. I'll take up 1 link zone or 1 EMZ, and then put this in the column of the other EMZ to help turn off Yummy. So super great card. And I just removed one from the deck, but I'm playing that at 3. It can also special summon itself from the hand to a column that there's no cards in, so it's not like a brick or anything. And then I'm playing 2 Nibiru. It's okay. It's okay in this format. It's not incredible. In the Canine Mirror, a lot of times you'll have a Ripper up. You could trade this out for like a Raigeki or a Dark Ruler, some kind of board wipe. That's working really great in this format against like against like Yummy or Canine. Just because they're not putting up any kind of negation. But right now I'm just sitting on 2 Nib. And then 3 Chaotic Elements. This card is crazy. It's just a Rhoda, and then a board breaker on top of a Rhoda. So you can search JUHU or Lantern with this card. And then you can destroy 1 card on the field if your opponent controls a light or dark Pyro or Aqua monster. You can also banish it from the graveyard and then target 1 monster your opponent controls, take control of it until the end phase. This card is crazy. Super slept on. And then on top of that, I'm running 2 Imperm. Not great in this format, but it can be a decent 1-for-1 trade. And I'm sure there's things that can be changed in this deck profile. This is just kind of what I threw together. It's very hand trap dependent, which is not great in this format, but with Azuna basically just being a hand trap with Lupus, it does what it needs to do. And then on top of that, I'm playing 2 Ripper. It's a Searcher and a negation from hand or graveyard. 1 Hound, and Hound's not incredible, but a lot of times if they try to stop your Masquerade, your Umbra Horror Masquerade, you can use Release Restraint to go into Hound, and then just sit on the Hound. It can't be destroyed by battle or card effect, and then throughout your opponent's turn, it's just gaining attack. It gains 500 attack every time your opponent activates a card. So they don't have any kind of removal that does not destruction. It's just really hard for them to out this card. A lot of times it'll get up to like 6,000-7,000 attack by the time your turn comes around, and then in your standby phase you can banish a card. So it comes up. So like I said, it's not incredible, but it's nice to have. And then I have 2 Werewolf. So this is just a hand rip on your opponent's turn. Or on your turn, you can banish a card on the field and or graveyard. The banish one from hand or graveyard, banish from field or graveyard doesn't come up a ton, but the rip from hand is awesome. It's great. Between this card and the Umbra Horror Masquerade, you can get a rip too. And then when you go into this card, you usually go in off of Forced Release, so you get a non-target destruction on activation of this card. And then we're playing 1 Nash Knight. This card is insane. You go in from Azuna on your opponent's turn, dump the Lupus. Lupus comes back, go into Nash Knight, and then steal a body off their field. You put the 104 Masquerade underneath, and then on your turn, you go into the Nash Knight, and then go into the Umbra Horror Masquerade. And this card is crazy. It's a hand rip, burns for half life points, or half your opponent's life points, and it's a negate. And on summon it can pop a spell or trap. So it just does too much, but it's great. One other rank 5 we're playing is Valen the Super Sai Sky Blaster. This is another option to go in on your opponent's turn. If you've already gone through your Nash Knight and it's turn 3, you can go into the Valion and book a quick effect, book a Muna card. And then when this card leaves the field, you can pop a face down card. So super good, a lot of utility. Definitely recommend playing it. And then I'm playing the Machinax, DDD Machinax package. So playing the 1 Marksman King Tell is your rank 5, and then you rank up into the Divisor King Deus Machinax. What a name. What he does is you can remove 2, or if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach 2 and then attach that monster to him as material. So you go into him with 3 material because you rank up through the Marksman Kingtail. So that's 3 material. You remove 2, snatch one of your opponent's monsters, and then you remove 2, and then you snatch another monster. So you're basically stealing 2 monsters underneath this card. Super great. It's really hard for Yummy to play through this, so a lot of times this will just be on my M board. And then we're playing the 1 SP. Doesn't come up a ton, but it's just a very nice card to have. We're playing the number 104 Masquerade. This is solely just to go underneath the Nash Knight, so you can go into the Umbral Horror Masquerade. Another target to go into off of Nash Knight is going to be the C107, and this is just a big beater. This is just to get over any kind of big towers like Lunalight, Leo Dancer. It's just a big body. It's good to have. I don't go into it often, but like I said, it's super nice to have. And they're playing the 1 Paradise Smasher. I don't ever summon this card. I don't agree with this card. I have it in the deck profile, but I literally never summon this card. If it was up to me, this would probably be a Zeus or a Typhon, but I felt like it was super necessary to have in this deck profile. So definitely an option, but I do think this card needs to go. And then I don't have anything in the side deck right now because I'm just playing best of ones. But there's a lot of options in this format, like Pankratops, Raigekis, Evenly Matched is good, Dark Ruler, any kind of board wipe is really good in this format. Yeah, so I'll show you some games that I played, and I'll commentate over them, kind of talk about what my thoughts are. Honestly, this deck, it performed way better than I thought it would. Coming off of VSK9, I thought this was going to be a step down, but honestly, it held its own. It's felt super consistent. It broke through boards. It had good going first, even if they didn't activate a monster effect because of Nori. And I know this card's not coming out until I think it's Doom. But this is a kind of card that makes this deck viable. I'll jump into a combo guide real quick, and then we'll jump into some games. All right, this is our 1-card combo. So we're gonna start with the Nori to summon out the Jokul. Use Jokul's effect to search the Lantern, and then overlay into Ripper. Using Ripper's effect to search Case of K9, to search Izuna. Then we use Lantern to summon a monster from the graveyard and search out our X-Force Liberation. And then we go into our DDD Machinex, and then we have the Izuna in hand, the X-Force Liberation set, and then the Ripper. So we have a monster negate from the hand to graveyard, a pop into another hand rip, into 2 monster stock, and then a Izuna dump the Lupus on the opponent's turn to go into our Nash Knight. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interruptions just off of 1 card. And here's our 1-card starter with a 1-card extension. So we're going to Nori effect, summon out the Jokul effect, search out Lantern, overlay into the Ripper, use Chaotic Element to search Jokul, use Ripper to search Izuna, use Jokul's effect to summon out Lantern in itself, use Lantern to search out Case of K9, Case of K9 to search out another Lantern, go into the DDD package, use Lantern to summon 1 back, go into Nash Knight effect, putting the 104 underneath into the Xyz, C Nash Knight into the Umbral Horror Masquerade. And then on summon, Horror Masquerade will pop the Case of K9 to set the X-Force Liberation. So that leaves us with a monster negate from the hand and graveyard, 2 monster sucks, a hand rip into, a monster negate, hand rip with that halves the life points, a pop off X-Force Liberation, a hand rip from Werewolf, And then we have the Azuna in hand to dump the Lupus. Lupus summon itself back to go into the Valon to quick effect Book of Muna card. So that puts us on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 interruptions off of 1 card and a 1 card extender. And then you're sitting on 4 cards still in hand or 3 cards still in hand, depending on which combo. Alright, let's jump into some games.
Jumping into game 1. He's going first. I tried a Perulia, but he has the Ash Blossom. He goes JUHU with Jialong to summon itself. So he's sitting on 2 rank 5s. I mean, he's gonna play K9 combos. So the biggest thing right now is just to try to stop this Ripper, try to stop the extension. He's gonna get 2 rank 5 bodies on board. So he has the Ripper, and he's gonna go into the Nash Knight with 1 set. So right now I have 1 rank 5 that can special summon itself, the rank up, and then the search. So I just get a level 5 body on field. Maybe preemptive, but it worked out. And then this is where we start the Nori, just the Ice Razio. It can summon itself and summon another body. So then I just tribute summon itself because he didn't have 2 cards in hand, and then bring out the Azuna, dump the Lupus. So now I'm on my 2 level 5s, and then I can jump into a Ripper. I know I'm pretty safe here just because I have this rank up spell. So just his Nash Knight kind of does nothing because it's going to get popped on resolution. So I go into the Hound, just try to get a big body on field, just to attack over the Azuna. And then I can reset the X-Force Liberation on his turn because he's sitting on no cards in hand. And then I get the Banish in the standby phase. He goes Rosin, and then just from there I go into the Werewolf and pop for Rosin. Game 2, lost the dice roll again, going against Trap Trick. Weird choice for this format, but I mean it's always been a good deck. It's never not a good deck. He goes standard plays. I'm sitting on Nibiru, so I'm hoping he doesn't go into a Rafflesia. He gets 2 rank 4 bodies on field, and it is not a Rafflesia, so Nib can come down. So I'm sitting on 3 level 5s in hand in the rank up spell. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I don't know if he's going to send me back row, but right now he's just sitting on a big token. So we go Nori, summon out, waiting on some kind of interaction. He Valors it, that's fine. We go the Diza Blaster, just get another rank 5 on field. He banishes it, and then we just go K9 plays, and he surrenders. Game 3, they drop the Perulia. I'm going against K9 Mirror here. He brings out the 2 rank 5s. I have Lupus Engrave. I bring it back with Lantern to save Lupus' effect in case it comes back up later. I search the case of K9. I haven't used my normal summon yet, so I search the Nori, and then they just surrender. Okay, game 4, I won the dice roll. We go case of K9, Chaotic Element, search, get a stacked hand. We know there's no draw now, so we go JUHU, dump the Azuna. He plays double effect Veiler, crazy. Stid through, and he has another Infirm for the Ripper. This deck doesn't stop though, so we just keep extending through. I go into the Nash Knight and into the Horror Masquerade, which honestly I maybe could have just set on the Nash Knight, but we get 2 cards in hand, so the hand rips seem pretty valuable at this point. I lock up the Link Zones so he can't play, and of course he has the Obedience School, 3 hand traps in the Obedience School, an insane opening hand for him. He goes into the Link one. He has to put over the Diza Blaster, so it's negated. He goes to book my cards. We Umbra Horror Masquerade it, trying to rip the card out of hand and negate. He brings back the 2 bodies. They get negated. Now he's trying to pop the Ripper. So we rank up, go into the Werewolf, pop his Link 1, try to keep him off synchro plays. He goes back into the Link 1. Again, it's still negated because the Diesel Blaster. He synchros. We rip the last card in hand. He chains the Ghost Ogre, which is fine. We just chain the Quick Play spell to go into a Werewolf to just sit on a big body. He's gonna do yummy things, but because of the Hound, it can't be destroyed by battle. He's already attempted the Book of Moon effect, so now we're just sitting on a big body that he can't help. And the more he combos, the bigger it gets. So right now we're just sitting and chilling. Not much he can do. He can beat over the Diesel Blaster, that's fine. We use the effect to pin summon it, and then we just put it over the synchro to turn it off. So we're sitting on a 4K body, standby phase. We banish. We go for the field spell, because anything else he's just going to chain. We use Chaotic Elements to search, and then because Chaotic Elements is kind of broken, we also get the pop. So we take out his Link 1, turn him off any plays, go into Lantern, and he scoops. Alright, so we start with Chaotic Element in this game. They hit it with the Ash Blossom, that's fine. We go Diesel Blaster, normal summon the Lantern. Lantern effect, they hit it with the Ogre, we still get the Case of Canine. We hit the Azuna, dump Lupus. Lupus effect, go into a Ripper. Ripper effect to search the Lantern. Step the Quick Play spell, Lantern effect, prevent the Lupus. Go into a Nash Knight, then go into the Umbra Horror Masquerade. And this is just because he's sitting on so few cards in hand that any kind of hand rip that we can get is great here. Again, we have the Link Zone blocked off with the Diesel Blaster, so it's negated. He's on Draco Tail, so he's doing the Rhoda, and then the Fuse. He goes into the big boy, and then he starts trying to get rid of my bodies. So we're gonna go Chain 1 Ripper, Chain 2 to rank up, then we droll him, and now we're just sitting on a big body. He has nothing, and he just surrenders. Alright, this game, we lost the dice roll. We're gonna Fua. Unfortunately, he is on pure Kashtira, so that is not gonna do a whole lot. I could have drolled, probably should have drolled, but he searched the Theosis, so I wanted to get the draw. Here I'm hoping, he's on Primate Kashtira, but here I'm hoping to get a couple more draws. I don't think I will, but, I'm sitting on this droll. I probably should have used it. Because Kashtira cards are very hard into this matchup. I tried Jokul with the Diesel Blaster to turn off his Fenrir by putting it in the same column and turning off his Drill Beam because it's also in the same column. But from here, it's just tough. There's not much I can do here. He banishes my Nash Knight, which kind of turns off anything I can really do. Go into the Nori. He tries to banish, but it's negated. I guess he doesn't know. But he rolls on top of it all, and there's just not much I can do here. I try to extend through, but there's just not much without the Nash Knight. I can't go into the Umbra Horror Masquerade. I can hard make it, but I'm not going to have the 104 underneath it. So just because of Birth and the Primal Lordy Load, he's just sitting on so much follow-up. I can get bodies on field. It doesn't feel like it's going to do enough. So from there, I just scoop. Alright, next game, going first. Start with Jokul, Diesel Blaster. We block off that Link Zone. He hits just with an effect failure. Have to get rid of it, so we go into the Ripper effect. He hits us with an Imperm. Great. We chain the Liberation, go into a Hound. So we still get our search. We set the Quick Play spell, and then he drolls. So we're sitting on a Hound, the rank up, and a Droplet, and I think an Imperm. He goes Cookie, not doing anything to it on summon. We go into the Werewolf, sorry, but it's not the comp one. He goes into the Snatchy, we Imperm it, and then Let's just keep. All right, again, going against Cashier build. We droll him. He just keeps playing, doesn't seem to really care. He goes into the Shingri era. He tries to activate the effect. We ash it. He chains Kashtira, and then we just droplet it. And now we play. We got the case K9. We go Jokul and Diesel Blaster. We block off the Kashtira Birth. He has a droplet for the Jokul. Sends the Kashtira. That's fine. We can extend through. We go into the Ripper. Ripper search Lantern. Set the quick play spell. Special the Lantern, the Jokul. Search another case of K9. We go into a Nash Knight. We use Nash Knight effect, and then he just scoops. All right, next game. We start with Chaotic Element. They ash it. That lets it turn on our Izuna. He imperms it, and then we just go into a Ripper. We set the quick play spell. We go case of K9. Search Lantern. Summon back. Lantern effect. Search the other quick play. We go into a Nash Knight. He's on 3 cards, so we go into Umbra Horror Masquerade. From here, and then we're sitting on the 2 quick play spells, Ash Blossom and Nibiru. He activates Maiden. We negate it, and then he goes Hydra, and we just pop it, and we're sitting pretty. A scoop. All right, next game we're going first. Drop the Perulia just in case. Go Chaotic Elements, and then he trolls us. So we Jokul for Jokul. We go into Nash Knight. Go into Umbra Horror Masquerade. Then we go Lantern, bring back the Jokul. And then from there, we just go into the DDD package, and then we're sitting on the quick play spell. So decent amount of interruptions. He goes Lordy Load. Searches the Ether Barrel. Ether Barrel effect. We chain the Umbra Horror Masquerade. He droplets it. Crazy Hand. He sets the Drill Beam. He uses the effect. We overlay into the quick play spell into a Hound, just trying to sit on a big body. He goes Prominent Fusion into a giant pile of Yummy. Crazy build. I've never seen this kind of build before, but it indeed does cook us here. Not a lot we can do. Like I said, we're sitting on a big body, but it's not going to do much against the Yummy Surprise because he's just going to bounce them back to hand. Crazy build. Primite Yummy with the fusion, and I don't know. Crazy build. It does a lot. It cooked us, and it's fine. We're trying to play it through. Just trying to get a big body, sit on field to see what we can do. He tries to pop it with a field spell, but it can't be destroyed. The turn is summoned. So I guess he's thinking, and then he just surprises us, and not much else we can do at that point. We're sitting on no cards, and then we draw into a droll. So gotta surrender that one. Next game. We're going first. They hit us with the Perulia. Unfortunate. We start with Chaotic Elements. Search the Jokul. We use Jokul's effect. They chain Izuna. Not feeling great right now. Lupus. They go into a Nash Knight. A Nash Knight effect. Take our Lupus, but that's fine. We search on Jokul. We get Nori. Bring out the Izuna. Dump the second Lupus. We didn't use the Lupus effect yet, so still alive. We go Ripper. Search case of K9. Set the quick play. Case of K9 to search. We search another Izuna because we haven't used the in-hand effect yet. We bring the Lupus out. We go into a Nash Knight. Steal their Nash Knight. And then we go into the Umbra Horror Masquerade. We pop the case of K9 so we can set the other quick play spell. Now we still have plenty of plays. We go Lantern. Lantern, bring back the Jokul. They draw because we are under Perulia. We search another case of K9 for follow-up. We go into the DDD package. We block their link zone with the... we tried to block the link zone, but we misplayed. That's fine. They nib. We negate it with the Izuna. I shouldn't have put the quick play spell in the link zone. I should have put it somewhere else so I could put the Diesel Blaster there. But that's fine. We're sitting on 2 monster stocks, 2 rank ups, and a hand rip, monster negate, half life point, and we have the Nib in hand. So I'm feeling alright. We have the Azuna summon out the Lupus to go into the Valent Blaster. They go in Talent to take our Umbral Masquerade, so we just pop it with the Case of Cana, or excuse me, with the X-Force Liberation, and now they're going Draco Tail. We still have a Monster Stock, and we have the Nibiru. We ripped the last card in hand, the Nibiru, we knew it. They popped our cards, unfortunate. So right now we're not looking so great. And this is actually my buddy. We know each other in real life. Somehow we kept getting paired up in this, even though it's, across the world. We just kept playing each other. So shout out Antenna, Pizza Swag. So I go Case K9, he negates it and then pops it. We use the effect to set the quick play since it was popped. We summon out the Diesel Blaster. He bounces his own card. I'm not sure. Maybe he really wants that draw. I guess maybe because the effects aren't even used, so he can fuse. Fuses into the big boy. I can't remember his name. And then just follow up. So he's sitting on 2 big bodies. And then now he's going into his own canine stuff, which is fine. He goes into a Ripper. So right now I'm most worried about the Ripper negate. So I go into my own Ripper. Use the effect, make sure it's in defense so he can't negate it. We search the Lantern, and then we set the quick play spell. So we're setting out both quick play spells. So right now I just decided to nib to burn his in-hand negate. So now I can activate my Lantern. Lantern bring back the Azuna. Lantern effect, search another Case of Canine. We go into the Valent effect to book a Moon. We just book the Ripper. And then now we summon out the Azuna. We go into an SP. Banish a card, and then we use Valent to pop one of his face downs. Maybe not the best play, but that's where we're at. He goes Lantern, bring back the Azuna. Lantern effect, we chain SP. We get one of the big bodies off field. He goes Case of Canine. He goes into his own Valon. So we rank up into the Werewolf. We pop a card. And we detach the Ripper, and we rip a Azuna out of his hand. He summons out one of the Draco Tail monsters. And now he'll fuse. Big chain link here. We rank up, go into a Hound. He negates the Hound. That's fine. Didn't really matter at this point. So we nib him here. And maybe not the greatest play, but it is what it is. Because he's sitting on a giant token now. He goes Paradise Smasher, and he raw dogs it with only 2 materials, and he wins it. So I can't activate monster effects now. I can't attack. Crazy that resolved the way it did. So now I am just chilling. He beats me over with the giant hip token. So it is what it is. Next game, we open 3 Charmies. He goes Zuna, summon out the Lupus. Again, this is my buddy still. He just passes on a Zuna. We fool on our own turn just to try to get a draw off the fusion summon. We search Lantern. He uses the effect. That's fine. He bounces it back to hand. We go Jokul, and then he just scoops. Alright, next game, we start with the Perulia. They pass. So we go Case K9, search Jokul. We open 3 Azuna, which is crazy. He draws us. He passed on nothing. So right now, my only goal right now is to kill him under 5 summons. Play around Nib. We just summon out the big bodies. Case K9 gives everything 900, and then we just OTK him. Next game, we drop the Perulia. We drop the Fua. Search Case K9. Not the greatest going first hand, but it is what it is. We go Nori. Nori summon out Jokul. Jokul effect. Search the Lantern. Then we look at his hand by sending the Case K9. He is sitting on the Azuna, so we go into a Ripper effect. We already went to Case K9, so I'm thinking we just grab an Azuna for follow-up. We go Lantern, bring out Jokul. Lantern effect, search the other quick play. Then we go into Nash Knight. We use Nash Knight effect, going to Umbral Horror Masquerade. Set both quick play spells, and then we passed. He starts out with the Rhoda Fusion, searches out a Pan, and then fuses, goes into the big boy. Then he goes Chain Links. We negate with the Ripper, then we rank up. He crosses it out, which is unfortunate. Has the 1-up. So we chain the other rank up, going to the Werewolf so we can get the hand rip. He negates the Umbral Horror Masquerade, that's fine. Summons out, we hand rip the Azuna. We summon our own Azuna, Lupus effect. We go into the Veilon effect, book this big boy. He activates Branded Fusion. To go into the other one, pops the Umbral Horror, which is a mistake. It was going on the end phase anyway, but that's fine. In battle, he goes over the Visa Blaster. We pop the spell negates. We're sitting on the Case K9. We go Case K9 effect. We add a Lantern. He chains the Fusion. We chain the Hand Rip. He fuses off from his hand so it doesn't resolve. Now we go Lantern, target the Azuna. He summons his own Azuna. He uses the effect, we hash it. Then he goes into the trap that bounces an attack position monster. He bounces his own Lucius. We go Lantern effect, search Case K9 for follow-up. Jokul, search another Azuna. Kind of running low on extra cards right now. So we go Azuna, search another Jokul, set the quick play, Azuna effect, dump the second Lupus, bring back Lupus. We summon out the Jokul, and then we just go battle phase. They're all big bodies right now. We just clear them. We reset the quick play, and then we go into the DD package from here. So he's not sitting on a lot of cards. I'm thinking this will be enough. He goes Rhoda to fuse. Goes into the pop and chain. We Ripper effect, the Graveyard effect, and then we rank up into the Werewolf, pop this fusion. He brings back the other fusion, negates our card, and pops our back row. He pops the Azuna. So now we're chilling. He goes into the quick play fuse monster that I think also pops. I'm not sure exactly what it does. But we're sitting on some big bodies. It's fine. He searches, he talents, which is very unfortunate. This is like the third time I played him, and he's opened the talents. So crazy hands from him. He takes the DDD. He goes into a Typhon. gets rid of our card, bounces it, and we're sitting on nothing. So, it is what it is. My extra deck is super slim at this point. He just kind of outplayed me and tried to bring the Lupus out, just so we have the body. We go Case Canine, he negates it, and then pops the Lupus. So we're not sitting on much. We go Jokul. Jokul search the Azuna. He hasn't activated any monster effects, so not much I can do. Beat over, reset the quick play spells, just in case. And from here, I think we're pretty much cooked. He goes Typhon, bounces it, and just attacks for a game. All right, so that's all our games. For the most part, the deck is pretty good. I think not having a sub-engine definitely hurts it. Having some kind of sub-engine definitely improves the quality of it, but it stands alone pretty well. As more support comes out, or more creative ways to deck build for the pure K9 comes out, I could see it standing alone. Even putting in like a Fiend's Fifth package or something like that, just because you spam bodies, it seems like it's very possible. But super fun. It's one of those decks that just pluses on your opponent's interactions. So definitely recommend it. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.